If you click this video, there's a good chance you're tired of fear running the show. Not just scared of spiders fear, I mean the kind that quietly shapes your whole life. The fear that makes you overthink a text for 20 minutes. The fear that makes you procrastinate, even when you care. The fear that makes you hold back in friendships, at school, in your goals, and in creativity. Because the part of you is thinking, what if I mess up? What if people judge me? What if it didn't work? What if I cannot handle it? And here's the tricky part. Fear often doesn't feel like fear. Sometimes it feels like being realistic. Sometimes it feels like being prepared. And sometimes it looks like I'm just waiting for the right time. But underneath, it's fear. And before we jump into 7 Buddhist lessons, I want to say something that might surprise you. Fear isn't your enemy. Fear is trying to help you. It's just not doing a very good job of it. Fear's job is to protect you. It scans for danger. It tries to keep you safe. The problem is, it often uses old information. It treats embarrassment like disaster. It treats uncertainty like danger. It treats not knowing like something bad is coming. So it creates this loop. You imagine a threat, your body reacts, your mind looks for proof, and you find reasons. You avoid, and then your brain goes, see, avoiding kept us safe. And that's the loop. And Buddhism has been studying that loop for a very, very long time. And not to shame you for it, not to blame you, but to help you see it clearly. Step out of it. So today, I'm going to share 7 Buddhist lessons, simple, practical, beginner-friendly, that can help you stop being controlled by fear and start living with more calm, courage, and freedom. And I want you to treat this video like a toolbox. Not something you agree with, but something you use. Let's get into it. In Buddhism, a huge part of healing starts with one move, seeing clearly. Not fighting, not arguing, not panicking. Seeing. Because fear gets stronger in the dark. Fear grows when it's vague. Fear grows when it's a fog. But when you turn on the light, something changes. And here's the first lesson. Name fear. Don't merge with it. A lot of us say things like, I'm anxious, I'm scared, I can't do it. That language sounds normal, but underneath it glues fear to your identity. Buddhism offers a gentler shift. Instead of I am anxious, try anxiety is here. Fear is present. Worry is rising. That might sound like a tiny change, but it's massive. Because now you're not fear. You're the one noticing fear. And the moment you become the observer, fear loses some of its power. Try this in real time. When fear hits, pause and say, quietly or in your head, fear is here. My body is activated. My mind is predicting. That's it. You're not trying to fix it yet. You're just putting a label on it. And labeling is powerful because it breaks the spell. It turns a monster under the bed into a jacket hanging on a chair. Still uncomfortable, but less terrifying. And here's the key thing. Buddhism doesn't say never feel fear. It says don't let fear drive the car. Let fear sit in the back seat. Let it talk, but you keep your hands on the wheel. This lesson alone changes your life if you really practice it. Everything changes. In Buddhism, this is called impermanence. And yes, you heard it before, nothing lasts forever, but I want you to apply it specifically to fear. Because when fear hits, it often feels like this will last. This is who I am. I'm stuck like this. But that's not true. Fear is a wave. It rises, it peaks, and it falls. The problem is we panic at the rising part. We feel the first wave of fear and think, oh no, here we go. Then we add fear on top of that fear. We add thoughts like, what if I spiral? What if it gets worse? What if I can't handle it? That second layer is what turns fear into suffering. And here's the practice. When fear arises, tell yourself this is temporary. Even if it doesn't feel temporary, especially if it doesn't feel temporary. Think of a time you were nervous before something. Maybe a presentation, first date, a conversation, audition, a test. Right before it started, your body might have been very loud. But after it began, it changed. It moved. And impermanence means you can stop treating fear like a permanent identity and start treating like a passing experience. The more you trust that experience passes, the less you need to control them. This is one of the most freeing ideas Buddhism offers. Your thoughts are not you. The events in your mind, they show up, they disappear. But fear makes thoughts feel like facts. Fear thoughts are dramatic. They sound convincing. They use words like always and never. I always mess up. They definitely judge me. This will go horribly. I'm not good enough. Buddhism teaches you to relate to thoughts differently. Instead of believing every thought, you learn to watch thoughts. Here's a simple metaphor. Your mind is the sky. Your thoughts are the weather. Storms come, storms go. But the sky stays. So when fearful thoughts appear, try saying, thinking, planning, catastrophizing, predicting. Not as a joke, not to be dismissive, just as a way to notice, oh, my mind is doing that thing again. Because the mind loves stories. And fear is basically a story your mind tells your body. So if you can watch the story instead of living inside it, you gain space. And in that space, you gain a choice. You can think, okay, my mind is predicting danger. Cool. That's its job. But you don't have to obey it. Fear lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. Peace lives in the present. And Buddhism is basically the entire training system for returning to the right now. Not in a pretend problems don't exist kind of way. More like, let's not suffer twice by living in imagined disasters. So here's the lesson. Come back to the body. Because your body is always in the present. Your mind travels, but your body doesn't. And you don't need some fancy meditation retreat to practice this. Here are 3 right now anchors you can do anywhere. Anchor number 1, feel your feet. Press your feet into the ground. Notice the contact. Next, anchor number 2, breathe like you're sipping through a straw. Slowly inhale and slowly exhale. Keep it gentle. Don't force it. Anchor number 3, name 5 things you can see. We're not going to analyze it, we're just going to name them. So window, chair, light, hands, the floor. It's not magic, but it's the nervous system training. You're telling your brain, we are here, we're safe enough right now. And safe enough right now is a powerful phrase because you don't need to feel perfectly safe to move forward. You just need to be safe enough in this moment to take the next step. A lot of fear is secretly about control. We want certainty. We want guarantees. We want to know the outcome before we act. But life doesn't work like that. Buddhism teaches something that sounds simple, but is incredibly challenging. Let go of what you cannot control. Put energy into what you can influence. So here's a quick example. If you're afraid of being judged, you might try and control how everyone sees you. You might reverse everything. You might avoid being yourself. You might edit your personality. But you cannot control other people's minds. What you can influence is how you are prepared, how honest you are, how kind you are, and how you recover if something goes wrong. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the death grip. It means you stop demanding that life be perfectly predictable before you participate in it. A line of practice you can use is, I release the outcome. I commit to the action. So again, I'm going to say one more time. I release the outcome. I commit to the action. Outcome is not fully yours, but action is yours. And when you start living from action instead of outcome, fear loses a huge amount of leverage. This one is a big one. When you're afraid, your inner voice gets mean. It says, why are you like this? Get it together. This is embarrassing. You are so weak. Buddhism teaches compassion, not just to be nice vibe. Compassion is a skill, a way of relating to suffering, yours and other people's, without adding any cruelty. So here's the lesson. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. If your best friend said, I'm scared to try, you probably would say, wow, you're pathetic? No, that's not what you would say. You would say, hey, it's okay. You're nervous because you care. You can do this. Let's take it one step at a time. So practice that with yourself. One phrase you can use is this. This is hard. I am here with me. So again, this is hard. I am here with me. That sounds simple, but it's powerful. because fear often comes with loneliness. It feels like you versus your mind. But compassion says, no, I'm not abandoning myself. And when you stop fighting with yourself, you get your energy back. Fear thrives when you're exhausted from self-attack. Compassion restores your strength. Here's the twist. Buddhism isn't only about sitting still and calming down. It's about living wisely. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking your way into bravery. Confidence from doing brave things in small doses. So lesson number 7 is this. Take tiny, wise steps consistently. Fear loves huge, dramatic leaps. Fix your entire life today. Be fearless forever. Never feel anxious again. This is not realistic. Wise action is smaller, such as send the message, ask the question, practice for 10 minutes, apply for a thing, start the project with one ugly draft. Show up, even imperfectly. And here's a rule that helps. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing badly at first. Fear wants you to start perfectly. Wise action says, start real. And I want to make this super practical. Pick one fear you've been avoiding. Just one. Now shrink the action until it feels almost too easy. If you're afraid of talking to someone, the tiny step could be make eye contact and smile. Say, hey. Ask one simple question. If you're afraid of starting something big, just open a document. Write a title, brain dump for 3 minutes. Tiny wise steps teach your brain. We can handle discomfort. That is literally how fear loosens its grip. Before we get into the simple 7-day reset plan, a quick note. Check the pinned comment below for helpful resources on this topic. I'm putting together a few practical resources so you can take what you learned today and actually apply it. Now let's make this stick. If you want these lessons to change your life, don't just like the idea, practice them. Here's a simple 7-day plan, one focus per day. Day number 1, name the fear. When fear appears, just label it. Fear is here. Do it 10 times that day. Day 2, impermanence proof. Write down one fear wave you experienced and how it changed later. Train your brain to notice that it passed. Day 3, watch your thoughts. When scary thoughts comes, say thinking. Don't argue, just notice. Day 4, write now anchors. Do the feet, breath, and 5 things routine. Once in the morning and once at night. Day 5, release outcomes. Pick one situation and repeat. I release the outcome, I commit to the action. Day 6, self-compassion script. Write 3-sentence message to yourself, like you're a friend. Read it when fear hits. Day 7, tiny brave step. Take one small action you've been avoiding. Make it so small you can't talk yourself out of it. And here's the secret. You don't erase fear. You build a relationship with it. You become the kind of person who can feel fear and still choose. That's what changes your life. Not perfection, but practice. If fear has been controlling you, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. Your mind is trying to protect you. You're just learning how to lead it. So pick one lesson from today and try it for the next 24 hours. Not 7 lessons, just one. And notice what changes. And again, check the pinned comment below for helpful resources on this topic and hit that like button. I'll see you next time.